welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on day number 13 of 30 Days of Sketches, series number 16. Today's sketch was created by Janet Fritz. First of all, I am in love with the amount of photos that she has on this sketch. That's amazing. I had already pre-printed these Christmas photos to pair with one of the sketches for this month. There are a ton of photos, and I was not able to get as many on as Janet shows in her sketch, and that's probably the sizing of my photos, of course, has nothing to do with her sketch. I was better on this side at getting quite a few, but I had a lot of landscape photos and I actually didn't even use them all. These two I trimmed down to kind of fit, trimmed this one down to kind of fit, and you're seeing my photo placement for the layout here. So let's talk about the product I'm going to be using. I have some very old pattern paper here for my background. This is from Farmhouse Paper Company. The paper is from 2012. I'm not even sure where I got this from, but these are going to be my backgrounds. And then I have this piece of Simply Vintage Rustic Christmas from Simple Stories to bring in some more color. The green kind of shows up well in the background paper. So those are the papers I have pulled out. I am thinking about matting the photos in red, but that's really gonna limit placement on here because there's a lot of photos. The product that I pulled, I have some Hip Kit ephemera from a stash of Hip Kit collections that I had put together. Took me forever to use all the paper up in those November kits, and so I have actually skipped Hip Kit's Christmas kit for the last 2 years at least, if not for the last 3. And I also have I have some titles, I believe, yep, this is the same collection as the plaid. And then I have some various bits and pieces here that I'm not sure what or if I'm going to use any of them. A lot of it's from Freckled Fawn. There's some, I think these are Simple Stories, and they were in the wrong sticker book. The sticker book that it came from was not Christmas related, but I ended up with a pack of these in there. It was kind of weird on this print. And then those are from Elle Studios. So, and those of course are from Bramble Fox when I subscribe to them. So I'm going to pause. We're going to get started with this. I will be right back. All right, I've cut the branding strips from my background paper, and I did matte all of my photos with some red cardstock. It's a very slim matting though, because I knew that I was not going to have a whole lot of space for the photos if I used my normal size of matting, but I really felt like that red helped set off the photos, and again, especially against this neutral background. So I also cut down 2 borders from the plaid paper, and I have their 2x12, and I'm just gonna kind of stick one on there and then match up the other. I'm not measuring, but it looks to be about 1 inch from the bottom. I also took a piece of this pattern paper, and I used my Big Shot and my tag dies from Hip Kit and created a medium tag and a small tag from that set. And so now I am just going to go ahead and get these photos back on here the way that they were on my Versamats, and that way I can have a pretty good idea of how things are going to fit. I do believe I also trimmed these 2 photos on the end down just a tad. So as I kind of move them around and get things where I think I had them before. I did take a picture of my Versamat before starting the actual recording, so that way I could look at my iPad and try to get the photos back in the exact places that I had them before. Now, like I said, my grid isn't exactly the same as what Janet had on her sketch, and I am just trying to use the photos that I have printed out. I also have more photos from this that I didn't use, and they're set aside. For photos from Christmas that I don't use, I've actually got in the works, and it's going to be a mini album of sorts, kind of like Daily December, but I would never keep up with Daily December. I tried once. I can't do it. I can't keep up with it, and it puts a lot of pressure on myself because I like to finish things that I start. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating an album with stories from Christmas throughout our family's lives, and it'll be titled something like Tales of Christmas Past or something along those lines. I bought the kit last year from Allie Edwards' store, her 2023 December daily, and that is what I'm going to try to use to get that done. But back to this, I'm creating a cluster with tags up there in that upper right. I put some Bramble Fox acrylics down there on the lower right, and another, I have a Bramble Fox acrylic wreath with a phrase on it, and then I'm adding the title, which is just going to say Magical December. I'm not going to bring in any of the other embellishments, I don't think, other than a few more hearts from that phrase sheet. But what you see here is pretty much what this layout is going to end up looking like. I did cut out 2 gray Illustrated Faith tag or labels, and I'm going to put a heart right in the middle of them to tack it down, and just going to add a couple more of the little hearts here and there. My goal was to get as many of these photos onto this layout as I could, and I can save the rest for my stories album, but this is it. Alright, I got this layout completely done. I actually got more photos on here than I realized. I did have to reposition many of them. Like I said, I think that she meant these photos to be much smaller than what I had, and I didn't really want to trim them down anymore, but I still managed to get quite a few photos on here. There's 6, 12, 14, so that's pretty good. And I stuck with her design for the most part. Kind of got that center grid here, and a little bit of a grid going on here as well. Added my embellishments. I did add some baker's twine off camera. I have this in all kinds of colors. I use it quite often. So I added a small bow here just to tie in the fact that I have bows over here on the tags. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you are new here, I would absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. I do interact with my subscribers. It will always be free to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments or questions about this layout or anything that I've done, just drop them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure you check out that playlist for 30 Days of Sketches. There's a lot of amazing creators, including the lady who created this sketch, Miss Janet, also is doing this video, so maybe you can see how she does the take for her own sketch. You guys have an awesome day. Bye.